unusual one because Wayne contributes regularly to the program with ones he draws attention to that he thinks may perform reasonably well. But having done all his research and then coming up this morning, he found out that the Metropolitan meeting at the Gold Coast today, the very big meeting for which he'd done his research, was now being raced on a heavy track. He did all his research on the track conditions as they were yesterday. This morning that track has come up as a very wet, heavy 8, which makes a material difference to the performances of a lot of horses, and Wayne has chosen not to draw attention to any horses at all on that heavy track at the Gold Coast this afternoon. He did indicate that he had a fancy himself on the day in race 9. He liked number 10 for himself. He wasn't directing anybody to have an interest in that horse, but in the self-stocking, Wayne thought that race 9, number 10, Test the World, might perform reasonably well. It's got good wet track form and it's also got good performances second up after a spell. Last night we talked with Shane Galinsky and he was only aware of yesterday's weather and not today's, and Shane was brave enough to come up with a more direction in terms of selections there, because he liked one of them at the Gold Coast today in the Hollandale Weight for Age Group 2 race, the big race of the day. Shane liked race 8, number 2, Life Less Ordinary. Race 8, number 2, Life Less Ordinary. He then went to Melbourne with better conditions today for the remainder of his 4 selections. Shane, incidentally, last week had quite an excellent performance. He had a very good winner and some good results there last week for Shane. So in the remaining attention getters this morning, he drew attention to Melbourne race 4, the top weight, Fastnet Tempest. Shane's a great follower of the Fastnet Rock progeny, and in race 4 he liked the top weight Fastnet Tempest in Melbourne today. In the 8th race in Melbourne, number 3, Takadali, was Shane's selection there. He interesting runner. He liked that horse because it's very good second up. It's had a spell and it's got a very strong history of performances on its second up run after a spell. So that was race 8, number 3, Takadali in Melbourne, and he finished his day in Melbourne in race 9, number 7, Lizard Island, race 9, number 7. The past week has again demonstrated how difficult and competitive it's become to get into the winner's circle in the local racing, and after a highly successful Bay Desert race meeting last Anzac Day, the local trainers managed only one winner at that race, as we said last week, and it's getting very hard to achieve a result to bring them into the winner's circle. This week proved again how difficult it is for the local trainers to achieve results in the way of winners, because over the past week we probably had the fewest successful local runners in the 14 years we've been doing this program. I think we only had trainers producing 3 third place getters and 3 fourth place getters during the week with no winners. So it's a good indication of how competitive the industry is at the present time. Other results during the week, last Saturday we saw Darlene Geray achieve a very good 3rd in Brisbane Metropolitan Company with Chikorita. Ross Howard managed the 3rd also at the Gatton meeting on Friday, and Alan Fisher managed a good result with Terengi also at that Gatton meeting with a 3rd there. Bobby Marn went out to Dolby and managed a minor prize money check there with a 4th with Dutch Girl, and Ben Aarons at the Sunshine Coast on Sunday managed a 4th with Miss Amanda, and Ben Robinson again another 4th at the Sunshine Coast yesterday with Sportinis, and that's the limit of the results. As I say, the fewest results we've had in the 14 years we've been doing this program. Runners and travellers today in the southeast corner. First of all, we'll go forward into the week, because on Monday, which is a meeting where we've got the Labor Day holiday meeting at Ipswich on Monday sees a contingent going from the Bay Desert track, and in the first race, number 7, Red Poet, is being prepared by Matt Dunn for that day. The fourth race we've got number 9, Lady Chicago for Ben Robinson, and in the fifth race we've also got number 9, Mr. Kylan, accepted there by Ben Robinson. Sixth race at Ipswich on Monday sees Animal Instinct, trained by Greg Cornish, number 8, and in the same race, number 11, Corsini, trained by Matt Dunn. So that's the Ipswich contingent for the Labor Day holiday on Monday. There's also a meeting at Grafton on the public holiday, not a public holiday in New South Wales, I might add, but in race 5 at Grafton, Jeff Hardy's taking Come Alive to Grafton, or has accepted at Grafton with Come Alive for that meeting on Monday. Sunshine Coast tomorrow sees race 3 Rothford, trained by Colvin Hickmont, and in this race 5 we've got Mr. Majestic, trained by Gary Hutchinson at the Sunshine Coast tomorrow. And at the Toowoomba meeting tonight, a couple going up there, Ross Howard taking Twilight Manoeuvre, James Hepworth is taking Twilight Manoeuvre to Toowoomba, and James is also taking race 6 number 10, We Want It All to Toowoomba. That horse is a dual acceptor. It's also in accepted at Ipswich, so I'm not quite sure where that horse will run. The continuation of Travellers today sees the massive metropolitan status meeting at the Gold Coast. It's obviously very affected, as we said, by the track conditions, but it's got metropolitan status, and they've got the official start to the Queensland Winter Racing Carnival, and Bay Desert trainers contesting that tough competition at the Gold Coast today. In the first race, Diane Murphy has number 20, Glenn Ord, in that race. An interesting runner in that race, a striking grey horse. Diane's horses are grey too. The Candyman is a striking grey horse that runs in the Gunston colours, and it's already now won 4 races straight. They've been in weaker company at the Sunshine Coast mostly. It'll be very interesting to see that race today, and Diane is competing in that race with number 20 Glen Ord against that striking performer, the Candyman. There'll be a lot of interest in seeing how he performs on the wet track there today. Ben Aarons is also heading to the tough Gold Coast Metropolitan Company today, or has accepted for that meeting. We can't all be sure of scratchings at the moment. And the Chillin' with Dylan is number 4 in race 2 for Ben Aarons at the Sunshine at the Gold Coast today. The Group 2 Hollandale Stakes at the Gold Coast today is a $500,000 race, and just showing how much the southern interest is in Queensland racing at the moment. Of the 18 acceptors for that race, the Hollandale Stakes is a Group 2 top class black type race, the start of the Winter Carnival in Queensland. There's 18 acceptors in that race, and would you believe 12 of them are interstate runners, so it shows what an impact the Queensland Winter Racing Carnival has on the economics of the state, with all those visitors coming up for those events today. There's a big meeting at Ipswich, a secondary meeting, provincial meeting at Ipswich today, while the Gold Coast is running its big status meeting, metropolitan status meeting. The Ipswich today, we've got a big contingent going up there, and I'll run through them quickly. Glenn Baker's taking Yankee Sang up there for the first race, number 6 Yankee Sang for Glenn Baker. Ben Robinson has got race 2 number 7, Solitary Rose, race 2 number 7. In race 3 number 6, 10 Large is being prepared. 10 Large has been prepared by Tracy Green for that race, and we've got in race 5, we've got to run in almost every race at Ipswich today. These races will be viewable on Sky Racing Channel. Race 5 number 11, We Want It All, prepared by James Hepworth again, and in the 6th race, the number 16, Immune, is trained by Ben Robinson. We go to race 7 where the top weight Little Crafty is trained by James Hepworth, and in the same race, number 12, Mr. Kylan, is trained by Ben Robinson also. Again, in the 8th race, Anna Time is trained by Darlene Giray. That's race 8, number 8, at the Ipswich meeting today. The upcoming meetings at the Bow Desert Race Club, particularly the Bow Desert Cup on the 22nd of June, the Gold Coast Turf Club promoting the meetings for the Bow Desert Race Club now, and there's a big promotion plan. That's going to be a big day on Saturday the 22nd of June for the Bow Desert Cup meeting, and before that of course we've got the charity meeting for the local Hibernian Race Club that we mentioned last week, having its annual charity day meeting on Saturday the 18th of May. So those are two important dates, Saturday the 18th of May and Saturday the 22nd of June for those meetings coming up at the Bow Desert track. Don't forget to keep in touch with our program here, and a lot of information located on our Facebook site for this program. That's on facebook.com/racing radio show, and there's a lot of information relating to the Bow Desert Race Club activity as well as industry information on that site. Tuesday sees the normal barrier trial jump outs at the Bow Desert track, and there's upcoming meetings during the forthcoming week. Wednesday we see a meeting at the Gold Coast, and then Friday we see meetings coming up at Murwillumbah and the Sunshine Coast. So there's a lot to look forward to there. When those acceptances come through, there's bound to be a number of Bow Desert trained horses performing in those races during the latter part of the forthcoming week. I should mention also that the Queensland Racing has now published the racing dates for the rest of 2019, and also the first part of the season, the last part of the racing season for 2020. All those racing dates are on the Racing Queensland website and the Bow Desert Race Club website, so there's a lot of opportunity there for setting dates for the diary, and also a great opportunity for local accommodation establishments to work up a program for the upcoming racing year. Long weekends and that type of thing is a great opportunity for patronage of the race meetings at the Bow Desert Aquas track, and that can lead into a long weekend in the magic of the scenic rim. So with that, we've covered the activities of the day. It's a massive day at the Gold Coast, albeit very different because of the track conditions there today. It'll be very interesting. It'll be a great day for the lounge room day at the races. There's some excellent racing in other states, including South Australia. I might add, a very big meeting in South Australia today as well. So with that, Rhonda, and hand back to you, and look forward to talking to you again at 8:05 next Saturday morning, with hopefully some better results coming in from the ones we've talked about this morning. We thank the listeners for having us at their place, and we'll catch you next Saturday morning.